If you can pay attention to these signs on the chart, it can help you make some money or save you some really, really, really big losses. That's right. When we look at a chart, the chart is the DNA of a company. And the candles on the chart actually tell us what's going on. Some candles give us huge warning signs. Other candles tell us it's a go. As traders and as investors, it is essential for us to learn what these reversal candles are, what these go candles are, and where we need to see them to really take action. It's your boy, the Wall Street Chop Man. In this video, I'm going to go through some reversal candles, some candles that can really show us how to navigate it. Now, I'm going to get on a whiteboard and show you some things, and then I'm going to get on a chart and actually show you a couple other things that can really, really, really help you out. Now, before I get into all that, I need you to like. I know you thought I was going to get it. I need you to like, I need you to subscribe, and I need you to share this video out. Let's at least get this to 1,000 likes, y'all, on this video. That can really help us out. I really would appreciate it. My team would really appreciate it. We do a lot of work on helping y'all get some really good content and helping y'all grow and being able to dominate the market. We understand that on a chart, you're going to see candles. And a lot of people struggle because you wonder like, yo, how do these people know when to buy? How do they know when to sell? What is going on? Why am I not getting it? It's little subtle things that happen. First of all, give yourself some grace. It takes time. It takes time. It takes losses. Let me say that. It takes time. It takes losses. But most importantly, you build your confidence. So what I'm going to walk you through is some really, really key things that you need to see on your chart that can really, really help you out. Right? And we're going to go through these, and I'm going to show you on a chart exactly what happened. Now, what we got to understand first and foremost is this. There's always buyers and there's always sellers in the market on every time frame, whether it's 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, 15, 30, 1 hour, 4 hour, 2 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, whatever you want to look at. There's always buyers and sellers. That's what makes the market move. Now, I want you to put this in your mind too. The market is always looking for money to grab so it can go up. So if the market goes up and you see it start getting exhausted, and then you say, okay, and it starts coming down, it's looking for new money. The new money, the sellers are going to push it down, but there's new money the sellers going to get, or when it's going up, there's new buyers that the market is going to get. So the market is always going to get new money. Now, here's what I want you to understand. You don't want to be the new money that the market is taking while it's going the other way. That hurt. That pisses all of us off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to help you out. I'm going to show you some things on here that you can really use to go. All right, so the first thing we want to know is these candles right here. We talked about these before. These are considered doji candles. Now, what these candles simply tell us is, right, and it can be red or it can be green, but they both tell us the same thing. This one tells us it opened here, it closed here, it high here, it low here. This one tells us that it opened here, closed here, high here, closed here. They both say the same thing. The price didn't go nowhere. And so the buyers and sellers, so most people think that the buyers and sellers were fighting. It actually can also mean there was just nothing to do right there. Right? No one was interested at that moment. Right? So they had a couple people moving, but it wasn't really interested. So these are, we can call these stalemate dojis. All right. So these are interesting. So when you see these on a chart, it really doesn't matter where they at. What I would say is once you see one of these on a chart, it simply means hold up. Let me see what's going on, right? You don't have to make a move. I advise none of us to ever trade on that doji. Just wait. If you're in a trade, you can wait because you want to see what follows this candle, right? So if you see a red doji and then you see a green doji, a green candle that opens above it, that means this this candle is now a candle above that, so it's a candle over candle. That means sellers have taken control of just this part. You see a red candle open below it, then that means buyers. That means sellers are in control. So this means buyers have taken control. This means sellers have taken control. Or if you see another doji on side of it, or something like this, right? You just want to get that confirmation candle that follows it, right? So we're going to walk through some different things that I need you to understand. All right, now this is a gravestone doji. Now, let me tell you something about this doji. This doji is actually, watch this, a bearish doji. That's right. Why is it bearish? This doji tells us that the price went up and then the bears pushed it back down to open it. Now, whether it's red or green, if it's red, it's a little more bearish. If it's green, it's still a bearish doji. Now, here's the thing about this candle. Depending on where it's placed at tells you that much more about the bearishness of the market. So watch this. If you have some type of sideways motion going, and then you get a gravestone doji, well, that just means, you're going to probably get some more bearish activity. Not mad at it. If this candle was, I'll change the color because I don't want you to get messed up. And don't trip because we're going to get on a chart with it to show you. Probably show you how some bearish activity coming, right? But watch this. Let's say this is a candle. Then you have a candle here. Then you have something like this here. Then you have an uptrend here. Goes in the uptrend here. Here. And then you get this. This gravestone doji at the top of an uptrend tells us a reversal could be taking place. Why does it say that? Because you have an uptrend, you're in a consistent uptrend, and then you got here, it opened here, and then you got all the way up here, and then the sellers pushed it back down. That tells us some bearish inclinations that the next candle probably is going to be this or something like this. You know what I'm saying? Or something like this. Or something like this. Right? Because this is telling us bears have now pushed that price down. We want to wait for the next candle. There's a good chance that this gravestone doji at the top of a trend this is how it looks. At the top of a trend. If it's green, it still says the same thing. If it's red, that means it's even more pressure. So a red gravestone doji at the top of a trend tells us for sure that a bearish reversal is in place. This is bearish. All right. Let me go a little further while we already up here. If you see this at the top of a trend, this is called a shooting star. If you see this as a top of a trend, this, for me, if I see this at the top of a trend, I'm going to just get out automatically. Look, I'm getting out. I'm good. Now, let me show you something. Depending on what time frame you on, it can even tell you something even more. Watch this. So let's say these are 5-minute time frames. So each candle represents 5 minutes. If you see this and you at 4 minutes and 30 seconds, this is where it's good to pay attention to your time. That's on the side of your chart. If you at 4 minutes and 30 seconds in your 5-minute time frame, if I see this, it's a good chance that this not in 30 seconds, this not gonna fill that up. Or in 30 seconds, this may close up a little bit, but it's still gonna be a shooting star. So that tells me if I'm at 4 minutes into a 5-minute candle and I see this shooting star, I need to get out. So for me, I'm on an hourly. So if I see this and I'm on 58, 59 minutes inside of an hourly chart and I see this going toward the end of the day too, I'm expecting a gap down to happen somewhere. I'm expecting a gap down to happen if I'm in the middle of the day and I see this and I'm 55, 56 minutes inside of my 1 hour chart. If I see this at the top of that chart, I'm going to get out of there. Because here's what I want you to watch this, what I'm about to tell you. I would rather leave profits on the table than let the market take profits out of my pocket. I would rather leave profits on the table. And here's why. Because if you start seeing this, you got about a 70% chance that that's happening. You know why? Because the bears, the sellers have pushed this up. The buyers have pushed it up. And then the sellers have not only pushed it down, but they've now pushed it down and then made a claim. Right? Now, that's not in the middle of a trend. That's at the top of a trend. So if you have a trend that's going up, right? If you're in an uptrend and at the top of your trend, I get here. Now I'm gonna tell you something that's even better. Ooh, I'm cooking with y'all right now. Watch this. If you see a gravestone doji or a shooting star at a resistance point, that's gonna take this from 70% to about 85%, 80% that thing gonna come down. Because now you got a reversal candle at a resistance on your chart. That's automatically telling you, hey, that thing about to flip, that thing about to You know what I'm saying? So pay attention to that. So gravestone dojis and shooting stars at the top of a trend can be telling us, hey, something about to happen right here. Let me show you something else that we looking at. Y'all with me? Hey, do me a favor right quick, man. While you liking this video, while you looking at this video, man, make sure you like, subscribe. Man, share this out to somebody, man. Share this out to somebody, man. Also, if you just want to be locked in each and every morning between 9 and 9:30, we do a pre-market breakdown in my Patreon group in the top tier. Got to be a master of the triple beam or the triple beam team. What we do is we look at QQQ, we look at SPY, and we look at one more stock in that 30-minute time frame. And we just set the tone. What we looking at, what we looking for, and that can help you guide on your journey. So if you're looking for that type of help, that type of support, come join the Patreon every morning from 9 to 9:30, market hours. We do a live pre-market breakdown. So you can look at the QQQ, you can look at the SPY, and we kind of pick one more stock to just look at in that 30-minute time frame so you can know what we're doing. All right, let's get back to it. Let's say you're looking at a downtrend take place. All right, now watch this. If you see this on your downtrend, that's a hammer. If you see this on your downtrend, that's a hammer. It's a good chance if you see this on your downtrend, that's telling you the market is about to have a reversal. Why? Because that tells us that the sellers opened here, pushed it down. The buyers rejected it, pushed it up, and then formed a candle head. That tells us that the buyers have now stepped in and said, hey, we want this right here. So what you want to wait for the next candle on that is probably going to be something like this, or something like this, or something like this. So again, if you see this hammer, it's saying it's hammering out the sellers. It's hammering them out. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, 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 bang. It's hammering the sellers out so it can start doing what? Going up. So if you see this, let me say this again. If you see a hammer at a, watch this. If you see this hammer at a support level, then this probably tells us, look, it done seen a level multiple times, and what happened? It's popping up, right? Also, what you want to look for, something like this. What is this called? This is a dragonfly. If you see this at a support level, again, it means sellers have pushed it all the way down, buyers bought it back up and got it back to the close. Back to the open, what you want to say, but they haven't really started. The buyers haven't really started taking control yet. What you want to see is another candle that jumps on top of it like that. Now you got a candle over candle. What that tell us, y'all? And if it's at a support level, same thing. This is a great reversal for us to pay attention to. So we see that hammer or we see that dragonfly doji, we know for a fact that this is the sign of a reversal. Hold up, slow down. Where are these at? These are on downtrends. Downtrend. So we see a downtrend and we see one of these take place. And we see one of them take place. We see this hammer or we see this dragonfly doji, we already know what? reversal about to be in place. So we want to pay attention to that. All right, let me tell you something else. Now, this is not necessarily a hammer, but it can be called a long leg doji. Right? It can be called a long leg doji. Could be smaller than that, could be bigger than that, but anytime you have one of those, anytime you have a long, I'm gonna just draw like this, because this can happen. Anytime you have one of these dojis with a long leg like that, and it's green at the, this is what's called a very, watch this, even though the bottom may not be big as you want it to be, it can be like this. This is a very bullish candle, right? This is a very bullish candle. Just like if you see this, this is a very bearish candle, right? This is a very bearish candle. This is a very bullish candle. Why? Because that means sellers ran that price all the way up, and then, buyers ran this price all the way up, and sellers rejected it. You call this a long tail. Or same thing for here. Very bullish candle means the sellers bring it all the way down, buyers rejected it, bring it all the way back up here. And just to even start that is because it took a lot to do that, right? It took a lot to push that down. It took a lot to bring that back up. So anytime you see something like this, look for the next candle. So if you saw something like this, you know for sure that next candle may be this or it may be this. You know what I'm saying? Because that means they pressure in. You match that with volume. So if you see something like this, you know that next candle going to either be something like this or something like that. What's going to match that is volume is going to help you tell that story. So I want you to understand those candles right quick so you can see it. And now we're going to do, y'all, we're going to walk on the chart right quick. Let's go. So right here, we're looking at the QQQ, right? We're looking at the Qs right quick. And what I want to do is just show you this, right? Example, right here. So we saw the Qs fell, right? We saw the Qs fell here. We saw the Qs had this gap down right here, which is cool. We understand that. But look what we have at the top that gave us an inclination that this was going to happen. It closed with what? The shooting star. It closed with what? The shooting star. Why does that make sense? So I'm looking at this on the 1 hour chart, as we can see right here. We're looking at it on the 1 hour. But then what happens is yesterday, right? Yesterday, what happens? Well, the day prior before the close, what happened? On the 1 hour chart, again, remember what I told you. I said, hey, y'all, if you can get a whatever time frame you on, if you like I'm on a 1 hour. So if I'm on a 1 hour and we 57 minutes in, I know in the last 3 minutes that shooting star not about to change into an engulfing candle, right? It could, but especially at the end of the day. So what I can typically do is say, all right, y'all, since I see this shooting star about to happen, let me just put a small put in right quick, in case there's a gap down, in case there's a, let me just see. And what we would have had, a lot of selling pressure right there, right? A lot of selling pressure. And it's just one clear example of that. So this is just how we can see those shooting stars those shooting stars can actually happen. Let's go a little further. Watch this. Top of a trend, right? We're at the top of a trend. Look at this. I'm about to show you something. This is going to be so essential when I show you this. Watch this. All right. You at the top of a trend, but you still got some consolidation going on. So you still got consolidation here. Just if we want to look at it. The market ain't really going nowhere in this range right here, right? Nothing real crazy. But then what happens? If we look here, what do you see? Again, this is some consolidation right here, right? All of this is consolidation, meaning there's no real buyers, there's no real sellers. You got a pipe up here at all-time high, came out, but this is what you got right here. And it's not even that big, if more than anything. Let me do this, just so we can really be realistic. We want to be realistic. That's really where it's at. You had an alpha, but watch this. Here's what I really wanted to show y'all. What do you have right here? Wait, I'm sorry. Wrong thing. What do you have right here? You see that? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that bad boy. Look at that bad boy. What that is, y'all? A gravestone. Still at the top of a trend, not the very top of the trend, but look where it's lined up at. If you look at it, it's right lined up right on top of there. Boom. So it's in line, right? Still in that consolidation. But what do you see? Gravestone doji. What happens after the gravestone? Boom. And let's see. The gravestone happened at 1530. So this was, ooh, look at that. End of the day. Look how our times link up. Look how our times link up. End of the day. Let's look at the time. End of the day, Thursday. End of the day, Friday. The next day, what do you have? You have a engulfing candle. Boom, boom. Selling pressure all the way down. All the way down. All the way down. But where did that selling pressure start off from? Right here. Of this bad boy right here. So why? One of the things I want to say too that we need to learn how to do, you do not need to be trading in that sideways consolidation. We do not need to be trading that sideways consolidation. We do not need to be trading that sideways consolidation. And we see that consolidation hitting right there. Right? You don't got to take all of it. We see that consolidation hitting right there. Right? Yeah, you had an alpha candle where we got out and popped all the way up. It actually opened up here, came up. It opened up here, right? It skipped up, came up here, created a high, and then what? Shot back down. Then from there, it just traded inside this range. Prior to break out of it, it got rejected again. And then we had the gravestone at the end of the day. We had the gravestone at the end of the day. You could have said, okay, gravestone, top of the trend. Let me see. Once you saw this candle here confirm on that first hour, guess what? That's a wrap. Once you saw that candle confirm, you saw the gravestone, did we get confirmation? We know what's happening. Gravestone, here, let's check it off. We ain't got to go far. We ain't got to go far. Gravestone, check. Confirmation candle, check. Everything else. Right? Everything else. So I want you to just start using that. And that's just one time. We can find this over and over and over and over again. This always happens. It never stops happening. So once we see those gravestones, once we see those shooting stars, either at consolidation or at the top of a chart, we already understand what can happen next. We can look for that confirmation. Boom. After that confirmation, we see that can go down. Same thing at the bottom. You see that dragonfly. You see that hammer at the bottom of a trend. Confirmation, we see what's coming up. If I can get you to just focus on that, like looking at your trends, finding that gravestone at the top, finding that shooting star at the top, confirmation, you know what's happening. Or if I can see you bottom of the trend, not panicking because we don't know where the bottom at. If I can get you to find that dragonfly or that hammer at the bottom of the trend, we can keep going, man. I hope you found a lot from this video, man. It's your boy, the Wall Street Trapper. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share this with somebody. Make sure you comment in the chat so we know exactly how we can help you moving forward. Our goal is to help you get better on these charts, man. It's your boy, the Wall Street Trapper. Salute.